Hello YouTube, back once again with my Stranger Things reviews, and here we are with the season finale, episode 8, The Upside Down, and, all I can say, great way to close the season. This was a fantastic climax to everything that's happened so far in this show. In this episode, after last episode when everyone came together, this once again split into the 3 plot lines this episode, so let me say what I thought of the 3 plot lines. First there was Winona Ryder and the sheriff. Well, let me just say, I apologize slightly for my last vlog in which I just said how stupid were these guys just going straight to the facility. Of course you'll get captured. It's because it turns out the sheriff had a plan in which it's pretty sad, but you can understand why. He gives them the location of Elle, and in return they're allowed to go into the alternate, like the Upside Down, to try to find the kid Will, and it was pretty effective seeing just the sheriff give up Elle. That hit me. I was like, oh god, don't do this, sheriff. Even though he's not caught this episode, I'm sure that'll come up in season 2, but still, that was pretty effective. But still, though, when they went to the Upside Down, not much to say there. They just kind of went through it, and then they found the kid. I did find that a creepy thing, like when they pull what looked like a giant leech going down this kid's throat. I thought that was effectively creepy, and that was but there was that, and I did also really like when you saw the flashback of the sheriff, when you saw what happened to his daughter. I thought all of that was really effectively done, how it just started with him happily playing with her, and then her starting to clearly have some sort of medical issue, and then cutting to her with a shaved head. I can only assume she's died of cancer, and that, and then just the scene of her just dying and the doctor's unable to revive her. I thought all of that was really effective. So yeah, so stuff with the sheriff and Winona Ryder this episode was really good. Then there was the stuff with Elle and the rest of the kids, mainly Mike. I'll say for the most part this was decent. I think I liked it slightly more than the sheriff and Winona Ryder's story this week. In that, I just love just the scene in which they're just kind of hanging out in the school, and I just love when Mike is talking to Ellie. He's just like, hey, when this is all over, you can come live with me, live at my house, my mom will be your mom, and Nancy, she could be your sister. And then I was like, and you'll be my brother. It's like, no. She's like, why not? And then he's just trying to get around, just well, you see, I'm kind of attracted to you. If I had to call you my sister, that's too disturbing for me. So I thought that was really funny. But that, and then just when the people from the facility showed up and Noah's captured them, and just seeing Elle kill all of them, that was amazing. But then of course this made the monster show up, and when the kids were fighting the monster, I did just really like seeing that one kid using the slingshot to try and fight it. I was like, wow, this really is Stephen King's It right at the moment. It looked just as silly and stupid as it did in that movie, but still, it was cool. I still thought that was a fun tribute, but this all led to a very heartbreaking ending. I assumed this would happen, in which Elle sacrifices herself to destroy the monster, and I thought that was really effective. The only real thing the main reason I just thought this was disappointing was I just was how who essentially was the main villain this season, the guy who led the compound, just how anticlimactically he died. I was like, really, that's how you close things off. But I digress. Now, the plotline I like most this episode was the Jonathan and Nancy plotline, how they decide to go try and just kill the monster, and that was really cool. That reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street, when they just set up this really complex traps all over the place to fight this monster when it shows up, and that I thought it was kind of weird, but I still kind of enjoyed it when Nancy's like jackass boyfriend shows up and like someone gets redemption, like gets a redemption in which like he helps them fight the monster, and it was just a lot of fun just seeing them fight this monster with all these traps they set up. Like my favorite is when the monster first showed up and their plan was basically like to have like a oil trap to set on fire, and so like they close the door and they're just waiting for it to move on. They're like, why hasn't he moved? Why hasn't why hasn't he set it off yet? I thought that was effectively intense when you were just waiting for something to happen. So that was also really good. Yeah, and so that was the 3 plot lines. I thought all 3 were good. I just enjoyed those the most because I just thought it was really fun seeing these guys fight the monster. I thought it was a really enjoyable laid out plan that was also really intense. So they saved the kid, then cuts to a month later, and let me say, I may be wrong, but wasn't this show originally supposed to be a mini-series? Like, there was no plans for season 2, because if that's true, I will say I'm very thankful that there is going to be a season 2. Okay, it hasn't been confirmed, but my god, why wouldn't Netflix do a season 2 at this point? Considering how popular and the popularity and critical acclaim this show got. But if this wasn't planned to be a season 2, I was just like, you left a lot of dangling plot threads here, because first it's interesting, you know, like after everyone's excited to see Will alive, like, and the sheriff is glad to see it too, he walks outside and it's like the people from this facility like pull him over, and he gets into the back of their car, and you don't see what happens. It just cuts to a month later, and then you see well, first you see the kids playing their game of D&D and just happy to be enjoying each other's company again, not having to deal with monsters. But you can clearly tell that poor Mike is still very brokenhearted about the loss of Elle. I thought it was really sad. And you just saw like he still has like her little like 4 beds set up. I thought that was really sad. And then you cut, though, you saw that, yeah, I also thought it was really nice when you saw Nancy give Jonathan, like, a new camera, like, that I like, and then you saw her with her boyfriend, who, I still find it so odd they decided to give the jackass a boyfriend redemption. And, oh, that reminds me, my god, how did they not just slaughter those, like, his 2, like, asshole friends, like, those fucking bastards? Like, I was waiting this whole season for the monster to just show up and rip them in half, but why did that never happen? God, that's a disappointment. But still, I really like the fact that he had, like, did he also, like, pitch in for the camera? I'm not sure, like, because, like, he did just say to Nancy, like, did you give it to him? And she's like, yeah, and then he's just like, good. So, clearly these 3 are friends now. My god, please don't do a love triangle between these 3 next season. I will stab myself if that happens. Still, it was still very nice seeing seeing at least Nancy giving Jonathan that camera. That was felt very heartfelt. But I will say this, I also really liked just when, like, you saw Nancy with her boyfriend, like, I really liked how he had, like, a really tacky, Christmas sweater on. That made me laugh. And then this whole, then it cut to the sheriff, who was back with his, deputies, like, celebrating a Christmas party, and, it's interesting. He goes in the woods with a thing of Eggo waffles. Clearly he's still trying to find Elle and leaves them in a container outside, so clearly Elle's not dead. She's coming back next season. I wonder how she's going to return, though. That will be interesting. And finally, it ended with the most interesting cliffhanger of this at the end of the season, which Winona Ryder, Jonathan, and what was the boy's name? Will are about to celebrate Christmas dinner with each other, and then the kid Will, like, he goes into the bathroom and like coughs up like a slug thing, like monster slug thing, and then like you start seeing like the bathroom as it was in the Upside Down, like that like fungal thing, whatever it was, like all over the walls. So is this kid becoming the monster? Is that it? Would be interesting for season 2. I really want to know where that's going in season 2. But anyway, and it ends with them all sitting around dinner while the Stranger Things music starts playing. So yeah, really good way to close the season. Really it was a really enjoyable climax. That, and thank God this is no longer just going to be a mini-series. Well, it may be if for some reason Netflix, if this becomes the next Firefly and just for some reason it just gets canceled even though it's incredibly popular. So, yeah, great way to close the season. Come back in a few days. I'll have a Season 1 review up. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.